Hello, Ryan here, aka Mac, and welcome. The Evocati have a new build to get stuck into. This is Alpha 3.14b. Let us take a look at the patch notes. As always, a huge thank you to my patrons and channel members. Thank you guys so much for the support. If you do enjoy my content and would like to support the channel even further, all of the links are in the description below. So, testing focus for Alpha 3.14b is still the Crusader planet and Orison landing zone. We now have Law System version 2 Surrender and the Power Management version 2, which is the capacitor gameplay. The ships are still limited to the Aurora MR, the Mustang Alpha, the Gladius, the 300i and the Vanguard Warden. There are some nice new features introduced with this build. Starting with locations, we have further polish on the Orison landing zone, which includes LODs, assets and lighting polish passes. Hopefully this will improve the FPS, as I have heard it's pretty low around there right now. For gameplay, we have Power Management version 2. As I say, this is the capacitor gameplay stuff. And it says rebalancing the existing power system and integrating capacitors into it. Players will have the ability to manage an extra amount of energy that goes into either thrusters, weapons or shields, making critical decisions on the distribution of energy in order to defend, attack, pursue or evade. Now it also includes key bindings to control these changes with the assignment via keys F5, F6, F7 and then F8, which is the reset key. Now I am assuming it'll be something like pressing F5 if you want to prioritize all the regen to thrusters, maybe shields being F6 and weapons F7. Kind of giving you a hotkey to quickly swap between them. You can also use a new power triangle which will set the regeneration speed for thruster capacitors, shield regeneration and energy weapon ammo regeneration. More on each of those in a second. Now with these changes, as we heard, comes a large rework to the ship flight, thruster handling, shield behavior and weapon damage and ammo counts. Now this rework is intended to bring the ships closer to their intended role, with the initial release including the first pass of shield balances and new tunings for flight, and it will be iterated on as they continue development. Now I am very intrigued to see how all of these changes will affect each ship, and I really can't wait to get testing. So the changes to weapons include fire rates and damage have now been increased dramatically, ammo rates have been significantly reduced, energy weapons now have limited ammo which will automatically regenerate when not in use, and altering this power setting to prioritize weapons will increase this ammo regeneration rate. They have also disabled throttling and overclocking for the time being, but that will be reevaluated sometime after 3.14. Now manned turrets have their isolated weapon capacitor system which will regenerate weapons faster and provide a deeper pool of energy. So some pretty significant changes there. I do love that the energy weapons have to recharge but now hit harder, so you can run out of energy ammunition temporarily, just creating a bit more thought on when to engage and making sure that if you do commit, you put your plan into action as good as possible. Now for shields, all the shield sizes 3 and under have had a full balance rework, tuning them into bubble type shields with one shield face and removing shield hardening for the time being to be redeveloped at a later point. I'm not sure how this one face bubble will work. I will need to test it out before I pass judgment, so we will see how that goes. Finally, we have thrusters that now have a separate regeneration pool for boost, which was formerly known as afterburner, and altering the power setting to prioritize thrusters will make the boost bar fill up faster. So it looks like they are going back to boost with limited use, but again, this regeneration will give you multiple uses over time so long as you manage it correctly. Now, there are quite a few changes to the UI to help keep tabs on all of these new power settings, like adding a thruster fuel bar, weapon readout for each weapon to show the ammo state. They've slightly changed the shield display to reflect the power triangle, but removed the throttling on the shield display. The legacy power triangle functionality is now removed, and this new one will now work as a pure regeneration distribution function for shields, energy weapons, and thruster boost. Really look forward to getting stuck into this with all these ship changes. Hopefully they do improve the overall flight and combat experience, and of course pushing each ship more to its intended role. If that is the case, it will give more reason to use other ships and try our hands at different techniques. We will have to see. So sticking with UI, all of the ships now have the new canvas sliced HUDs, which gives us more information and depth, like a universal bearing along the top edge. The pitch ladder is now along the right hand side, and they've added 3D velocity and acceleration meters to the bottom corner. There are some other changes which include claiming a ship will no longer restock the missiles or torpedoes. We now need to restock the ship manually through the landing services after reclaiming. So if you land, you can then replenish your ammunition, but it'll cost a bit more. And alongside this, they have actually reduced the base wait time for all insurance claims. Now, there are 15 bug fixes. Some of them include ships should no longer fail to restock ammo, missiles, and torpedoes when using the restocking services. Let us hope so. The RSI Mantis Quantum Snare should no longer place criminal charges on the user. They've fixed an issue causing the Constellation's landing gear to not function or deploy. Spaceport Security AI should no longer be T-posing in landing zones. We'll see about that one. Security patrols should no longer ignore the player if they have a crime stat or become hostile. The Aztlan helmet should now work in space, no longer causing the player to suffocate, thank God. And turning a ship into the no-fly zone around Area 18 should no longer result in autopilot pulling the player to the ground. Now they've also fixed 15 client crashes, 5 server crashes, and a server deadlock. So some major updates making their way in with this latest Evo build. Great to see all this balancing coming in, and let us hope that they can make Crusader and Orison buttery smooth and not a laggy mess. But with that said, as usual, I will be covering all of the leaked patch notes as they happen, so if that sounds of interest to you, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. Also, head over to twitch.tv/supermacbrothers Ryan, the link is in the description below, if you would like to hang out with just the most incredible community in the verse. If you could do the channel a big favour and hit that thumbs up, I would appreciate it, and if you want to be part of the notification squad, get notified when my videos go live, just tick that little bell. Again, thank you to my patrons and channel members. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.